Today is awesome because I am surrounded by books. OMG, they just played my intro. I am coming to you from the Book Loft in German Village in Columbus, Ohio. And if you have not been to the Book Loft in German Village in Columbus, Ohio, then you have not truly visited a bookstore. Now, you know how normal bookstores have sections for all of the different genres? The Book Loft has rooms for each of the different genres. 32 rooms full of books. $72. Ooh. Like stuffed, I mean, actually stuffed full of books. And a room full of books that I have really absolutely no interest in, but it just seemed like the best place to film the opening here. Actually, I'm sitting across a book right now that's 50 years of Playboy, so that's nice. I think I'm going to move now. There we go. That's better. Now, Kristina, of course, you wanted to know about our everyday life, and it would be fantastic if I could actually visit the Book Loft every day, or at least on a regular basis. Unfortunately, I don't. This is a special trip, and I'm very, very pleased about it. But I thought this would serve as a nice little backdrop for me to talk about some of the books that I like to read. Let's get started, shall we? Here's a book that I was really hoping to find. Margaret George is an exceptional historical fiction novelist, one of my favorites, and I have all of her books except for this one, so I'm gonna get it. It shall become mine. Of course, I'm a big fan of sci-fi and fantasy, though not manga really. I'm not sure why I made this my backdrop. Yeah, you rock, Gustav Holst. Woo! Boy, that's something that only a nerd would say. But of course, the best thing about the Book Loft is the plethora of in-your-pants jokes that it provides. For example, the Sue Grafton novel, T is for Trespass, in your pants. Or this little gem, Girl Anatomy, in your pants. Where the boys are, in your pants. Or maybe that would be better off as a question. Where are the boys, in your pants? Yay! Boo! Nah. I don't read a lot of nonfiction, but the nonfiction I do read is usually historical. Military history? Not as interested in. One of the things about the way the Book Loft is built is that it is kind of quirky, so it's really, really easy to get lost. And so to help you out, they put these arrows on the floor. And they put arrows on the walls, like right there. And you'll see these signs kind of pointing you in a direction. Also, in every room they have a sign that says what room you're in, and also a directory to all the other rooms. Now, of course, with some of the arrows, you get the feeling that they were having just a little bit too much fun. Look, it's Giraffe Love. Another thing about the Book Loft is because they also sell CDs, and so in every room they have a different CD playing. And for some rooms it makes sense, like for the nature room they have Birdsong. But sometimes you don't really get what they were thinking. Here's a good example. We're in the World History room right now. I wonder who's What exactly does Frank Sinatra have to do with world history? I do not know. Oprah, you will be pwned. But here's the really wonderful thing about the Book Loft. A book like this, which would normally cost me $30, buy it from the Book Loft, and it cost me only $15. You took away limbo. You took away my final resting place. Bad, Pope Benedict, bad! Young adult fiction is what I'm into recently. Tough decision, isn't it?
It is.
So many good books here.
It's true. The real question is, how much money am I willing to spend?
That's the real question.
The answer is actually quite a lot.
Yeah, me too. Here in room 31, somebody wants to be my personal penguin. I've always wanted a personal penguin. And of course, room 32, the children's book section. What? I like children's books. Cow Planet. Cow Planet. Cow Planet. Cow Planet. Okay, we're done. I ended up spending a grand total of $72.73 at the Book Loft. Let me show you what I bought. Of course, this one I already showed you. Margaret George's Helen of Troy, about the history of the number 13 and the superstitions surrounding it. This will make sense when I make Haley's video. A book of the inaugural addresses of the presidents, because I'm a president nerd. The book of imaginary beings, which should prove to be very interesting. And finally, the hero's novel, Saving Charlie, because I wanted to read it. We also stopped into a marvelous fudge shop. Fudge. You know, I was going in and I was just starting to think, you know, they've got the Book Loft, they've got all these books. Maybe there's some good in Ohio yet. And then I walked into the fudge shop and I saw this. Yeah. You fail, Ohio. As far as books that I am reading right now, the camera is sitting on them. Rather precariously. So, Kristina, since you live in the Northwest, you may have been, I'll ask you, have you been to Powell's? Powell's is along the same lines as the Book Loft in that it has a room for every genre. The difference is Powell's is a chain. There are 5 of the stores, I think, in Portland, and it's also huge. So I prefer the Book Loft mainly because of the feel. It's more homey. It's more like you're in some eccentric old lady's house. It kind of reminds me of the Burrow. Whenever I think of the Burrow, I think of the Book Loft, except minus a few books and plus a few chickens. And I think that is all I have to say. Lauren, I believe your video is going to be musical theater, and you will see it, if not tomorrow, within the next couple of days, whenever I get around to making it. Bye-bye. Look, guys! Edible boo-boo strips!